Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm going into this pretty much blind. I know it's Scorsese, I know it's DiCaprio, and I know it's Lily Gladstone. I'm pretty sure this is a true story. I don't know anything about the true story, but I can probably draw some conclusions considering the history of America, and I know this deals with Native Americans and the Osage people. I've heard thrown out a bit, but like the actual proper details of the story, I'm pretty sure it's a true story, I've got no clue on. So before we jump into this, be sure to check out the Patreon page. Over there you can find a full-length version of this if you want to watch along with me. It's a timer-based reaction, so you can sync up your own footage and watch along with me. Also over there's polls, so you can vote for what's next. And soon there's going to be some exclusive Studio Ghibli reactions, so stay tuned for that. Or is that younger Lily Gladstone, her character? They will learn another language. Okay, so they already know maybe that traditions are dying out. They will learn new ways. Oh, oil, of course, yeah. All about the oil. Okay, so they're celebrating the oil here, but that mean people are gonna, come in and take it off them. The chosen people of chance. Or they all got rich off of finding the oil. The richest people per capita on Earth, okay. So they've really embraced modernity then. How long after what we just saw is this? Is this exactly what we saw at the start that they were worried about? They'll be losing tradition. Here's DiCaprio. Now, I have seen criticism that maybe this wasn't Scorsese's story to tell, and maybe he's a bit too sympathetic to DiCaprio's character, but I guess we'll just watch and see how sympathetic they are to him. I've noticed colours very saturated when there's all the grasses and it's all lovely, but I wonder, if with with all of this, everything's gonna get desaturated. War hero, okay.
Welcome. Soldiers have to eat. You fed the soldiers that won the war.
So he wasn't actually a fighter, just a chef there, but still an important role, so still would get some respect from some people.
I do love that money, sir.
Don't call me sir. You call me uncle, or you call me king.
Where would he have been? It's like
You like women?
World War 1 and 20?
Do you read? Yeah, read much.
Well, I could read.
Well, you smarten yourself up. Get that book on Old Sage.
Can he read? It sounds like maybe not.
I could read, sir.
Osage. They have a worse land.
Oh, is that written by Lily? Oh no, her character, yeah. Her actor's name's Lily, isn't it?
They don't talk much, so that might make you feel like you're gonna run your mouth to fill the space. Better you be quiet. You don't got nothing smart to say.
Yeah, if you don't have anything smart to say, you don't say anything at all.
Just because they're not talking don't mean they don't know everything about everything. Yeah, Osage are the finest
If they're not talking, they're observing and listening.
and most beautiful people on God's earth.
Oh, wow. What was going on there? He had a bottle of something, but the foam around his mouth is different.
No investigation. No investigation. No investigation.
Lots of weird unaccounted for deaths. No one's investigating into their deaths.
Age 25.
Oh yeah, especially if you found like that. Is that someone in their own home? but framed as her doing it herself.
State your name.
I'm Molly Kyle.
Molly.
Incompetent.
Incompetent.
Don't you think that's an awful lot of meat for what she needs?
Yes, Mr. Beatty.
Yeah, just as De Niro's character was saying, doesn't talk much. Yeah, notice as well with the names, there was it Henry before? And then Molly is Lily Gladstone's character. Very westernized names, aren't they?
Got money on this place? No. Let's go then.
Yeah, I was just saying, he's not being a great driver here. Get in and go. Socializing and being distracted by the race. Oh, she's actually letting him this time.
Well, Matt Williams used to go with her for a time. They're not together in a way now. You could have a proposition with that if that struck you.
Yeah, setting them up.
Full-blood estate.
Full-blood estate. Now, that's something a man could work with.
Full blood estate. Does that mean just got a lot of money in the estate? Is that what they mean?
Well, we mix these families together, and that estate money flows the right direction. It'll come to us.
Okay, yeah, there we go. So just setting them up for the money.
He told me you was going with Matt Williams for a time.
You talk too much.
I'm a different kind of horse.
So start that, was it Blackbird talk? Ah.
I don't know what she said, but it must have been Indian for handsome devil.
Oh, it can make her laugh though.
Neokanska, children of the middle waters. Move, said the great white.
What actually is the flower moon? The titular flower moon? Is it like a certain place, a certain people, and who are the killers of it, you know?
Can you find the wolves in this picture?
And I know that line, that can you find the wolves in this picture, that was in the trailer. They cut to all of the men standing there in the suits, don't they?
Osage weren't ever part of the 5 civilized tribes.
Remember Blackie Thompson?
Civilized tribes. Okay. They considered only 5 of them to be civilized.
Ooh, that rock still shines in the dark, boy. Give me here.
Is this Ernest one of these 3?
Y'all didn't do nothing to earn this anyway.
Like these?
We got us some rich Indians, boys.
Okay, just straight up thieves, saying they didn't earn them.
No, that's crazy, Ernest.
I love money. I love money. Turn that card over. Boom.
Yeah, he did say he loved money, so he will. Is he just going for Molly for the money?
They call it the flower moon when tiny flowers spread over the blackjack hills and the prairies.
The flower moon is when all the flowers come out. Okay. So killers of the flower moon, is that them industrializing all of it then? So the flowers can't bloom?
You are given your Osage name. It's how you will be called to the next world.
But yeah, like before, there's an Osage name, but then Molly is known as Molly, has a more Western name. Is that to assimilate in better, or because you won't be as discriminated as much if you do have a more Western name?
To live here.
Yes, I live here.
Why?
Oh, for my uncle.
He doesn't seem to be the brightest bulb, does he? Seems like when he's asked questions, he dodges them a lot, or doesn't understand that he's being asked a question when he was like, yeah, I can read.
He's the nicest man in the world. I know if you cross him, what he could do. No, I'm my own man. I do my own work.
Well, he might be a little scared if he knows what can happen if you cross him, though. Guess he knows not to cross him.
You know, you got nice color skin. What color would you say that is?
It's a weird compliment.
I bet you got a soft belly on the inside there. Oh, you just called me a coyote, didn't you?
Learned a bit of the language, okay.
Coyote wants money.
Oh, she's read right through him. Now he's going to church for her. Hard to know if he actually likes her or if it is just all for show. He's got a bit of a silver tongue. He can make her laugh, but not sure if he doesn't know what he's doing though. He's kind of lovable idiot in a way as well. But maybe don't underestimate him. Might be something up his sleeve. A rabbit. So they've all got different animal nicknames for their husbands or their love interests.
You're gonna marry me, Molly. I want you to be my wife.
Moving fast.
Can you stand her kind?
I love this girl, Molly.
Hesitating, kind of dodging the question.
I really do think she's a lady.
Well then, you found a wife.
So he does actually like her, yeah.
You have proper medicines? Because I want you to know you have the best care if you need.
Oh, okay. You got some disease or something? Blessing or prayer kind of thing for her in Osage. I'm struggling a bit here with the subtitles. There's like 3 different subtitle tracks. One is just the Osage being translated and one is just the English. So I think I'm going to do it as just the Osage. So sorry to anyone watching who is hard of hearing and wants the English subtitles. I'm going to keep it to just the Osage being translated because I don't want to miss out on any context there.
Shows itself to you that Bill Smith didn't take the proper care of Minnie the way he could have. To have her sick and die, take her head rights.
Oh, blaming him, saying he didn't take care of her properly so he could get the money.
Minnie's gone now, and after her, that leaves Rita.
Have any of them had kids as well that it would pass down onto or not?
He's all right. Takes care of the little one.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
You know Anna carries a gun in her purse?
I know you get around.
Oh, maybe she does need it.
Now, I love Anna. But she's gonna pick a fight one day with the wrong person.
Ah, yeah, I guess maybe. Ooh. An owl? What's that symbolism? I mean, traditionally owls are kind of wisdom, but I don't know if there's the same for the Osage. Okay, yeah. A death flag. Blaming the white men. Because Anna's the only one without a white husband. I don't think Anna's got a man from what I've seen. Okay, Ernest has learned a bit of the language too.
You got any whiskey?
Well, you drank it last night.
Only my man can drink my whiskey.
Okay, she's with him.
I'm not your man.
Or not.
You think I open my legs for any man?
Well, I get that feeling.
Yeah, that's, I don't know the actor's name. Foggy Nelson. I thought I saw him earlier when it was panning through the house.
What do you know?
Fuck yourself, Brown Boca.
Yeah, just trying to make her jealous.
You talking to my man. I'll kill that woman, then I'll kill you.
Stand down. I'm not your man. I'll do as I please. Get her out of here.
Oh yeah, the gun, yeah. Trigger finger. Yeah, she's a bit too happy to pull out the gun.
You're afraid I'll say too much. Yeah.
Say too much. About what? Is that a threat? What does she know? Or just afraid she'll cause trouble?
Byron's taking her home now. I'm too drunk.
You don't say.
That's safe to leave those two together?
Molly, it's your sister Anna.
Yeah. What happened? If it's like her and Byron in a car crash, or is it just her? A lot of people just blame it on her drunkenness. She got in an accident when she's drunk. but that might not necessarily be it. There's a lot of these mysterious deaths. Water, yeah, fell. Say she fell in some water and drowned. The sisters are slowly going out, you know.
Pardon me. Is this your sister, Anna Brown?
Yes.
Is this all according to plan, though? To get all of the money?
When this money started coming, we should have known it came with something else, because it's a white man's money.
Money comes with trouble.
They're like buzzards circling our people. Yeah. Gonna pick us body clean. Leave nothing.
Hard to know about Ernest because, you know, when he's in private with his uncle, does still say that he loves her, but is it he developed a love after trying to court her for the money and feelings did develop? That wasn't his intention going in, or what his true feelings are is hard to tell. Ooh. Ah. And that was unexpected. Autopsy to see what happened. Can't even make out what's happening there on the lower screen. I know that's like around her head area, but her face wasn't as disfigured as that before.
She's with the Lord.
Yeah, that's the sound is awful, the saw. I'm surprised Hal said she's with the Lord, because he seems quite sympathetic to their culture. What's their interpretation of the afterlife?
No one takes us off this earth until God calls us all home.
See, he uses the term God there. I mean, a lot of them are in the church, so have they picked up Christianity? But also, do they believe their God, I can't remember what the name of the God was, is the same as a Christian God?
You can't go to the state of Oklahoma to help us. Why have we ever even thought they would?
I like that they acknowledge they can't go to the state, they can't go to the police.
I would like to add $1,000 to that reward money.
Doing what you can to help. I'm glad they're not feeling outcast by the speeches there saying about how they're, you know, the white people are causing this.
He's an estate of approximately $100,000 to be willed to your mother, Lizzie Q.
I'd like to know the conversion of that to modern day. 100,000, that's still a lot.
Why couldn't we do something like that with this money? Maybe have a party for the...
It does not do to talk to this man.
They're kind of dictating how to use their money.
I close my heart and keep what is good there. But hate comes.
Yeah, she sees all of the looks that she gets. So yeah, there's this like mystery over where all the murders are coming from. I am wondering, are Ernest and Hale more involved in it than we think? We've seen Ernest, you know, stealing and being a criminal. Are they more involved in it than you might think? It's all a setup.
Did you know that Anna was pregnant?
Who with, you know, yeah, who was the father? Could it have been the father trying to get rid of her and the kids? The responsibility.
I'll go see Blackie.
This did seem nervous there, yeah.
On that what we talked about.
Digging up the grave full of jewels because he said leave the jewels on.
Knock off Bill Smith and Rita too, right?
Oh, yeah.
All that estate money would go to my mother-in-law, Lizzie Q.
And it stops him asking all the questions about as well.
About to throw in my Buick Roadster. It's insured more than it's worth. Well, I just love money.
Yeah, so he's scheming. He loves money as much as he loves his wife.
I don't even know if you love me anymore.
Molly, of course I love you.
Yeah, it feels like the case where maybe he does love her, but he also loves the money and doesn't love the family, so we'll get the rest of the family knocked off to get the money as well. But then that means seeing her in pain more like this. So how much can you really love her if that's the case?
They're calling it insulin. It's from Toronto and costs dearly. There ain't more than 5 people that can afford it.
First cases of insulin, okay. Only the best.
damn it.
He's just going to be arrested for driving the stolen car. Works out perfect. He didn't even think of that.
You brought the Buick out, huh?
Get in. Get in.
He knows what's been happening. Obviously seems mad. Is he been acting too suspiciously, though? Not being careful enough? Is that why they're mad?
Did you make a deal with Blackie Thompson to steal your red Roadster and cash
Yeah.
insurance?
Blackie's just ratted. Yeah, makes complete sense.
I was supposed to feel him out on Bill and Rita.
So who takes care of Bill Smith and his blanket now?
Yeah, he didn't think that far ahead if he'd be arrested before he got the hit out.
Elbows on the table.
Yeah, they've got that paddle at the bottom there. I think I saw. Just a spanking. That's such a weird punishment. I thought there'd be some sort of physical punishment here, but...
With confidence, trust, and responsibility, among other things.
Yes, sir.
He can't let his image falter, yeah.
She's hired a private investigator who noses and brings unwanted eyes.
Yeah, the investigator could figure it all out, bring it back to them. But, you know, Hal did throw in another $1,000.
What do you think's going to happen to Molly and all of them? They're going to go. Their time is over.
Yeah, seeing his proper true colours here. Seeing how much of it is a front. Wow.
Now, you hear me?
Yes, King.
He likes that power to be called king, you know? Not just uncle or anything else. Take out the investigator, of course.
Somebody used the one explosives. Make damn sure you get in there and get them both. Same time. Suit, one in the house.
They'll definitely know it's foul play, though. I mean, they already do, don't they? They've got the investigator and everyone, and the investigator's dead now.
Casey, that's your man.
But of course, is Molly afraid for her own safety now as well? She thinks she could be next if the people are planning it are, you know, wanting the money to go to Rita, maybe. Oh, just for the insulin. Worried about this. She doesn't want it. Not getting subtitles again. Yeah, there weren't subtitles there, but that was quite... I could put that together.
We need the shots and the insulin. What then, Molly? What?
Is she worried for her safety that it could be spiked with something?
With your Indian ways. Well, you think you can get better with all them medicine man and all them roots and all them herbs and all that. All that.
I was thinking, yeah, does she not want the Western medicine?
I'll take care of that man because he's my neighbor and he's my best friend. So if he succeeds in demising himself before the end of the year, I forfeit.
Okay, so keep him alive just for the money. It's like so hypocritical. He's there like, oh yeah, it's because he's my neighbor, but also the money. King, he tries to be helpful, philanthropic as well, but really, it's not truly. What's happening here? There's something quite comedic about just the sudden cuts and the silence of it. This isn't her having a vision again, is it? Like she saw the owl. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I was thinking, have we lost her? Molly really is losing everyone, isn't she, though? She hasn't had a moment to rest. Comb. Yeah, at the start it was a pipe that they buried, and now it's a comb. Is that part of their culture? They let go of like the belongings of the lost?
We hired a private investigator, but...
Okay, it was just straight up him.
There's something different about you tonight. What is it?
Pregnant again? What was with that look between King and Ernest there?
Blessings upon this house.
He's got to keep his face up, but it seems there was something there he disapproved because of Molly's diabetes and her condition at the moment.
First husband, huh? You think that means he's got a claim on the family?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Could that mess up their whole plan for for getting the estate, for getting all the money, the inheritance?
King Bill Hale wants to know if we'd like a job. Getting someone done. You know Henry Rome?
Nah, I don't know him.
So they're actually gonna try and kill Henry now. Gonna waste that money away. I guess it's worth more to King to take him out now. Miss out that 25k for the whole inheritance.
There won't be no rumble over this killing neither. The engine, he's a melancholic. He's tried to do away with himself twice already.
Yeah, you can explain it away as that quite easily.
Knights come marching in, that's it, Pitts.
Hey, Ernest.
He knows them, so wow.
So I told this Indian, we get us a jug and some girls and meet me out on the road running through Smith's pasture.
Okay, playing the long game, becoming his friend and everything. Back of the head though. He hasn't made it look like... Yeah, no, he's made it look like a hit. He hasn't left the gun behind or anything. No, he's done a bad job of that, I think. Is that going to come back up?
I guess I don't want it no more.
John!
I'm done with this outfit.
Yeah, he never really wanted the job in the first place. Became friends a bit with Henry. Now evidence is there with with Ernest.
Was he murdered or did he kill himself?
Yeah, she onto him.
You know, Roy Bunch, he was making a lot of noise about killing, Lee's on his wife, so...
Remember, don't do the Blackbird talk. She's good at observing.
Simple, the front is the front, the back is the back.
He didn't want to face him face to face when he did it. People are moving out because of it. Wow. I mean, with the Klan being paraded here as well.
Because the sheriff's office is looking to charge you in this killing.
I'll run. I'm guilty. I ain't got nothing to be guilty about.
Trying to scare him out of town so they can blame it on him.
Thank you, Bill. I don't think I will.
Well, this might mess up their plans, though.
And you're not my friend. Take my chances right here in Fairfax.
Not everyone can be manipulated so easy.
So you and Molly staying in town now too, huh?
Yeah, we're here now, so...
Is he after the inheritance too? Are these two going to be fighting against each other now?
He likes her nice things, so...
Not as much as you do.
Yeah.
Well, have I done something to bother you, Ernest?
Something bothered me? No, just the way you are that bothers me.
Why is he trying to... Was he trying to, like, instigate here? They both kind of know they might both be in it for the money.
I'm off to Fort Worth for the stock show, but I want you to find A.C. Kirby and tell him it's time on the Smith job.
He's got to get his hand dirty and go find A.C. Kirby.
We're off to Fort Worth. Look at me like this makes sense.
They're going to Fort Worth so they have an alibi? Is that it?
I want you to find A.C. Kirby and tell him to take care of Bill and Rita, all right? It's time now, John.
I can't do it right now. My wife's sick.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be any part of this business, does he?
You're being mighty pushy, Ernest. Oh, I gotta get back
Well, let
to
me tell you
work.
something. You
I'm
got
gonna
one
lose my
more chance,
job.
John. This is it.
I guess they can hold the murder over him as well. Say, if you don't do it, we'll say you did it.
I'm trying to be nice to you now.
I'm gonna do it.
I was trying to be nice to you, John.
I'm doing it. I said I'm gonna do it. I'll do it.
I like the cinematography here, us being so distant from it, things coming in the foreground is like we're spying in on their conversation there.
Where were you, huh?
Is that Rita's?
Oh, you supposed to be home.
Yeah, she's really struggling and barely get up the stairs.
Cowboy had an earache.
Oh, boy, really?
You know, Bill ain't too kind to Rita when I'm not there.
Oh, is he not? That's another reason he could say he doesn't like him. Panning to this window. Oh, damn. Did they go after the wrong one? They sent Ace to the wrong family or something. I mean, how far away is Rita and Bill?
Whose house is it? Whose house is it?
I didn't realize they were like right by.
Rita's! Bill and Rita's house!
See how close it could have been. Molly could have been there, yeah.
Back room that way! Eddie's back there! Eddie Berkshire!
Can they blame it on a gas leak or something?
Rita's over here!
Rita's alive?
It's Rita, come on, it's Rita!
He's got to be seen helping her as well.
Can you hear me, Rita?
Or is she not? It's like perfectly preserved. There's this little area around her and the way she's laying. Oh, ugh. Okay. Yeah, no. It shows how close it was. Are they staying in the basement to keep safe? Because, like, she could have been over there and said, you know, oh, I'll just stay the night with the kids or something. I can't get home. I mean, they're right around the corner, but still, you know, they could have ended up in there. Could be maybe a reality check for Ernest. I don't know. What means more to him, family or the money?
You know, you're pronouncing yourself too much, Bill.
Oh, wow. I am thinking, you know, King is the one who's facilitating all of her medicine and it's not working. Is King pulling the strings a bit more and is going to take out Molly and Ernest and somehow he gets it all? And it's all him manipulating, you know? How much can you actually trust him?
So many Osage are killed for the oil money, please.
Yes. Thank you.
Just yes and thank you. All of that just to have a little conversation there.
That's this whole vial. And make sure you get the balance right, Ernest.
What was that they're adding? Slow her down.
Ooh.
Can he actually do it?
You pick up my insulin from the train. You alone. Do not take it.
But she still trusts him. See, this one doesn't look like a murder because it's so slow and drawn out. People already know she has the diabetes. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, seen the owl. Is she going to come to accept it then, or? The owl followed by Ernest.
I want to talk to the man in the head.
Oh, there's a lot of fellas with hats, right?
Man with a hat. He has that hat that she gave him. Oh, okay. Here's a man in a hat.
My name's Tom White. I'm with the Bureau of Investigation.
Oh, FBI. Because she asked for help. The president actually listened.
Yeah. Bureau.
And it's Jesse Plemons.
Well, you come back on Friday. All right.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
I'll do that.
Does that mean she's going to be gone by Friday?
You come looking for family.
Away. Welcome to Osage country.
Thank you. Lottie, Lottie.
Come looking for family. He's not like a distant relative who's come along and we're gonna be another spanner in the works. Is like related and we'll get some of the money.
You got to settle down. Settle down. You understand?
I do.
You get hold of yourself.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't do it now in front of everyone. See people observing there? Everyone's observing. They've all got eyes on him. I mean, he was causing a bit of a scene.
Are you here because McBride was killed? That white man? Or is it because we had to go to Washington and pay United States government?
They paid. Wow.
20 years ago, when I fought overseas in the Boxer Rebellion, I could see my enemy, and I knew who I had to kill.
Yeah, enemies are hidden amongst you. Can you find the wolves in this picture? Goes back to that.
He's been dead months. Please, just give me my Henry Roan money.
You're gonna have to argue that out with Denver, okay? They're contesting the claim.
Who are you?
Yeah, because it was foul play, the murder.
You're not gonna give me that money.
No, sir. Well, you're gonna regret this. You're gonna regret this.
Yeah, he can drag their name through the mud if he's so powerful in town.
Gentlemen, come in.
Yeah, big focus on this guy. What's the deal with him coming in?
They took her head. We didn't smoke her to the sky. Wakanda won't know her.
Yeah, they didn't have the proper traditional funeral.
Hannah Brown, nasty mouth. A friend, but a nasty mouth. Bound to happen. Henry Roan, he's a melancholy.
I think if he was smart, he'd maybe frame it on Ernest.
Is at the hands of a band of men from outside these parts. Possibly. Saw what happened to Tulsa?
I mean, I don't get, you know, you say blame it on black people. I don't see what their motive would be there.
Hey, Blackie. Don't turn. Government men have been coming around.
Yeah, they've definitely questioned him.
No use staying around someplace when there's trouble. I owe you for what you've done for my nephew.
Get him out of town, yeah. Doesn't want him questioned.
Appreciate the payday.
Is that all a setup then? Yeah. Get him taken care of before he can be questioned.
I'd like you to keep a watchful eye on your business tonight. Yeah, I've heard that they're setting up a robbery.
Yeah.
You aware there's federal agents around, right?
Huh?
Yeah, they're looking into that blast.
Yeah, I could go back to him. Does he want more money because of this?
I have a nice opportunity for you if you let me tell you something.
Ah. There we go. Yeah, he's setting up this. Get Ace Kirby killed and he can't be questioned. Even if things come back to him, he's already dead. He's really tying up all of the loose ends.
How you do, sir?
Maybe they are getting close. This is where they were all meeting before.
What? Come on outside. I'm out quit.
Still haven't let... He just keeps being here, but we haven't learned much information about him.
You need to sign this here now. If something happens to you, the head right's got to stay in the family. This is the only way to do it.
Oh, is he signing his soul away? Yeah, if something happens to him, then it goes to King.
Nothing's gonna happen to you because I'm gonna make sure nothing's gonna happen to you.
No, yeah, I don't trust this at all.
We all have to sign this. This way, for sure, the money stays in the family.
Is he seeing through it? I don't know if Ernest is.
You give her shots?
Shots, yeah. Yeah, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
It was like, I don't know, could he change his mind and stop putting that little extra in and she'll make a miraculous recovery?
There's nothing we can do about that. It's in God's hands. And he's waiting on her now.
I don't know, it feels like it's in their hands. Okay, yeah, is actually going to do it. Ooh. Seeing the whole thing. Now, if he saw that, if Ernest says he signed it under duress, that's the term, right? Can he get out of it?
Evening, boys.
This is what I got so far.
Wait, he's undercover with them? Is that what it is?
And if these two kids were to die, would I inherit their estates?
Kelsey, you realize that this indicates to me that you're planning on adopting and killing these children.
Yeah.
Not if it's not legal and I don't get the money. Then I'm not going to do it.
So upfront about it.
I sold him a $30,000 fire policy last month.
There's just so much swindling and scamming. It's a cool shot. Is it supposed to be like from Molly's point of view there? The way it's like distorted. I don't know how they've done that. Ooh. Has it never been all of it? Because when he's done it before, it was only a single drop. I thought it was only one drop in each vial.
You're next.
You're next in...
Here we go, huh? I got something to tell you.
He's basically confessing, expecting them. Oh, we're not going to see any of it. Just cutting to longer into the interrogation.
I'm standing now, but I'm gonna have to get some sleep.
How long has he been there?
What did he want it for?
I don't know what he wanted it for.
If a man wanted to borrow my car, I might ask him what he wanted it for.
Yeah, especially with all of these murders happening. Could frame it on you.
It's a neighborly guy.
You got me.
He's in such a weird state here, yeah. So drunk and so tired. Get them to talk against each other, yeah.
I talked to this man alone for a while.
Oh, they're actually letting them? I'm surprised.
All of it?
I told him all of it. I told him how you and your uncle were too much goddamn Jew.
Yeah, he's just confessed it all. It's just so looking after himself. Of course he would. Someone's going to have to look after her if Ernest is locked away for any amount of time.
I understand you know something about the Henry Rome murder.
Why, I don't know nothing about it.
He got real friendly with him right before his death. It's all just throwing everyone else under the bus.
Get your pencils.
Yeah, he's going to what's out the whole thing. Do they know about the poisoning of her?
Ready?
I mean, it would be great if she actually comes out of this alive and Ernest and everyone gets their comeuppance, but I don't know. There's finally some hope with like the FBI investigating and uncovering everything.
I understand I'm wanted. Well, I'm here to turn myself in.
What you supposed to have done?
Kill somebody, if you can believe it.
Yeah, he's always doing like the proper thing in public, you know, turning himself in, doing what's best for his public image.
Put that in the Pawhuska Daily Journal, Fairfax Chief, the Harmony Journal, and the Osage County.
Yeah, nice. It's getting much better. There's Brendan Fraser. I knew he was in this. Is coming into the game so late. So he's the lawyer for Hale. He really does just always have this frown.
Ernest Burkhart is my client. The rules prohibit this. I demand the opportunity to speak with Mr. Burkhart.
Yeah, I guess technically because of... Yeah, makes sense.
I don't have a contract with him, but I'm willing to talk to him, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, no, that's not a good idea.
Mr. Burkhart will be remanded over to the custody of the...
I'll be his executioner, someone said, wow.
Adjourned until 10 o'clock tomorrow. Clear the courtroom.
No, that's all playing right into his hand, isn't it? Right into King's hand. Yeah, she can walk again. What's she gonna say? Does she know that it was him tampering with it?
Freeling and Hamilton want to see you at Hale's tonight. Talk things over.
Is Hale gonna be there as well?
You know Mr. Soloway, Soloway Oil, and of course Mr. Crassian, Crassian Oil.
Okay. From oil companies, they want some of the land, I guess.
Spend the rest of your days in prison. Do you see that?
No, I suppose I didn't think that through too much. But...
No, he needs to realize they're all doing this for their own interest.
Murdering your uncle.
Ernest, you want to do that?
They're trying to guilt him into it, yeah.
clone. The insulin's working, ain't it?
There are a lot of evidence for the poisoning of her as well, with the two doctors.
You know they beat me, right, Mom? So I would make up these lies and say that my uncle did these awful things.
So yeah, it's fully going along with them.
I'm gonna protect my uncle because he needs protection. What?
Yeah, she doesn't believe it for a second.
Now listen, they're gonna arrest me and all that just to make a show of it.
He just seems to go along with whatever anyone tells him, you know?
How to hold this drunken, helpless Indian woman down there at the bottom of that canyon while you got ready to shoot a bullet into her brain.
And Molly's just here listening to everything as well. She's got to go through it all again. I guess it could be a bit cathartic to have answers though as well. Closure.
Oh, it's a good place to park and drink, put on parties. You can't be seen from the road.
Really? Oh, it was so funny, yeah. He's the only one smiling and laughing.
Where'd Byron go?
Back home to Molly's.
Thanks, Molly.
Yeah, Molly's got so much hospitality for the one who's just killed her sister.
Step right there.
You brought me out here to kill me.
Oh, she even knew. Oh, whooping cough. Am I right in saying, didn't they name her Little Anna as well?
There's no easy way around it, son.
God, there's no foul play in this as well, is there? Just to get in his head.
His baby died.
Which one?
Little baby.
Oh, they're right opposite each other as well. Wow, I didn't think they'd be, you know, they can talk and converse in here. Oh yeah, what does she think of all of this? I don't know. Is that like a bit of disgust in being here? Ah. Oh yeah, the apples like before. If it is like someone involved is crossing such a line more than before, because the kids are so, you know, they're not involved in this, they're innocent in this. It's not going to give him any conviction, make him change his tune, is it?
They gave you a deal?
They gave me a deal, yes they did.
They won't hold to it.
How can you trust anything he says?
Don't do something you're going to regret for the rest of your life.
I ain't got nothing but regret, Bill.
Yeah, it's not going to add anything to it.
Don't make it more of a tragedy.
It's already a goddamn tragedy. I don't want you near my family.
Yeah.
Did your uncle present you with a plan by which you would benefit from the death of all these Indian women?
Yeah, he chose to play along too. There was nothing he was using to hold against him.
Kill her family and her for their Indian oil money?
Oh, denying that bit.
I met and married my wife because I picked her up in my cab.
Is he going to say the plan was only thought up once they got married? So hard to read Molly as well. It always cuts to her and never quite sure.
You miss his pops?
Yes.
Just one word answers, yeah.
What did you give me?
What?
In the insulin.
What was in the shots?
Yeah. Is Mr. White, FBI guy, here listening as well? Is this a confession?
Insulin?
She knows that that's a lie. And that there is other lies out there then.
True Crime Stories has been brought to you through the courtesy of J. Edgar Hoover and the Federal Bureau of
A true crime story. Okay.
The doctors, the Shawn brothers, were never pursued by the legal system for having certainly helped poison Molly.
Oh, the doctors were never pursued. It's a funny way to wrap it up for this true crime bit.
William Hale, the ringleader of the deadly plots, was found guilty and sent to Leavenworth for life.
Okay, life in prison, what he deserves.
Dear friends, how are y'all? I never had better friends in my life than the Osages.
Still trying to keep up his public image.
Hale was released in 1947. The parole board cited his record as a good prisoner for his early...
Oh, how long was that then?
Not everybody was happy.
This man, he is being released because he paid off politicians.
Yeah, he does have the money to do it. I didn't hear when he got convicted, how long he was in.
Ernest Burkhart was sentenced to life imprisonment at the Oklahoma State Penitentiary.
Did he actually serve it all though?
Years later, he was granted a pardon for his crimes and once again moved back to Osage.
A pardon? Okay.
He lived out his days with Byron in a trailer park north of the city.
So just live with Byron.
She died of diabetes on June 16, 1937.
1937. Same year that Hale got out.
Mrs. Molly Cobb, 50 years of age, passed away at 11 o'clock Wednesday night.
There he is. Always funny seeing where directors decide to put themselves in. Showing that some of the tradition is still around though, it's not all lost. Okay, so there was Killers of the Flower Moon. I think that was worth going in blind. I think it is a good thing when you can go into a movie like this blind because you can't expect everyone, the entire audience, to know the full story of a lot of these true stories, and being able to, you know, balance people who know a bit more of the story and people who are going in completely blind is a good skill. Of course, Scorsese is Scorsese, one of the, you know, one of the best filmmakers ever. So of course he can do that. I like the framing at the end, doing this true crime broadcast as a way to wrap things up. It kind of feels like a replacement of the kind of traditional kind of end cards where there's just text saying, you know, blah blah blah, spent so long in prison. The kind of true crime bit, that was a cool spin on that, on those kind of wrap up card things. I'm surprised that they didn't kind of frame the entire film around that. I feel like if it was someone, say Wes Anderson, that's how he would frame it. That's what he does a lot, where the whole thing is a book or the whole story is a play. We saw that with Asteroid City. I'm surprised we didn't start maybe with that and then it ends with that as well, just to set it up. I wouldn't say it comes out of nowhere, but you are suddenly like, oh, okay, here we are doing this show and realizing what's happening. Of course, it's all still in universe as well anyway, isn't it? I think what's really sticking with me here with this one is, you know, people throw around, oh, this character's three-dimensional, this character's three-dimensional. But the dimensionality of the characters is so great because you really can't tell, like, with Ernest, so much he says he loves her, but then his actions obviously counteract that. But I do believe he thinks he loves her. And I don't know, you know, what Molly thinks. Does Molly believe? Obviously, later on, they did get a divorce and she found someone else. And I hope she was happy in that. But did he actually love her? Is the three-dimensionality of people, can you love someone while still doing these heinous acts? Or did he fall in love with her during the plan? The plan started because he didn't like her, but he'd already met her before Hale kind of proposed the plan. And was it like, well, I like her, she seems nice, I do have a bit of a thing for her, let's go along with this plan, this, you know, just another bonus on top, all of this money? Or did he not see her that way before and it is all orchestrated? I think there isn't like a answer there. I think there's just a kind of blurring of all of that. I think he does love her in part, but then he is also doing it for the plan. That's where the dimensionality kind of comes in. And that kind of brings me back to her saying, "Are you real?" And then just sitting there with that a bit more. Are you real? What is the real version of him? Is it all an act? Is he actually real, you know? That sitting on that a bit and just her questioning him there, because I do think he did have real love for her, but then obviously what he did all of that, but paradoxically he is quite endearing as a character. And I think that might be just because he's quite stupid, you know. A lot of what he does, a lot of what Ernest does, he's just kind of being manipulated, being used, going along with whatever the last person told him to do. You know, he just does. He doesn't think for himself too much until maybe right at the end there, where he does finally decide to testify. But I feel like when someone is so stupid, it is quite easy to find them endearing. And yeah, it's so difficult. And I think that's the point with all of the characters being like that. I mean, it's not everyone is like that. Obviously, Molly herself, she's innocent in this. It's all of the white people, or all of the people doing this, that are three-dimensional and have this facade up. The thing is, I think they start to believe their facade, or I don't know where the facade stops and their true self starts. You know, with Hale as well, he presents himself as this kind of generous man. He's given a lot to the community. Everyone loves him, even when he was in prison writing the letters back. I don't know how well the letters were received, but he does feel like he has that perception. And I don't know if that is how he views himself or how he wants to be viewed, and it probably does start to entangle and mix up itself, and kind of the way your actions can go against the way you view yourself, you know, kind of the opposite of manifesting yourself as something. As with Hale, if you constantly call yourself a nice person but your actions don't align, then you're not actually, are you? Even if you have convinced yourself that you are, which maybe he had. And yeah, it's a story about the corruption of greed and these men acting selfishly. And you can see the way they justify everything they're doing as well. You know, I think there was some of the backlash to this was, yeah, is it Scorsese's story to tell? But then not really sympathizing with Ernest, but Ernest being the lens in which we view this movie through, instead of it being through the Osage, through Molly maybe. But I think, you know, if you rework this movie into being from Molly's perspective, it's a completely different movie, isn't it? It's more of her. I mean, there is a lot of focus on her sickness, but it's more on her sickness and then maybe a mystery over everything that's happening, with the twist of it being Ernest all along. But I think it's different us knowing that it's Ernest all along and being able to see how all of these actions play out, the kind of justification for all of these actions from Ernest and from Hale. And it tells a completely different story, I think. And I don't think it means that Molly is like on the back burner. She is a big part of kind of the heart of this film. She is kind of not the moral compass, but she's here as this kind of force of good, sense of good. You know, what she does completely counteracts all of the evil that's put onto her. She goes through so much pain, so much trauma, obviously for no fault of her own. She's just inherited all of this money, and people are trying to use her and manipulate her for that money, which is a tale as old as time, isn't it? Someone fighting over the inheritance. And it's something that I always love in films, the kind of drama of the backstabbing, the moving of the chess pieces, someone controlling everything, and how there's the twists and turns of these kind of tactical movements by people to try and cover their own back, to backstab someone else, to decide to tell the truth in the end. You know, it's only in kind of the last third we kind of get into the courtroom and the courtroom side of it, but that kind of stuff is always great because I think it reveals parts of people's character. You know, what does Ernest prioritize most? And in the end, you know, he said it was for his family. He decided to actually testify, to tell the whole truth, to maybe screw over Hal a bit, finally realizing that he has been manipulated by Hal. I think, yeah, that's why that kind of stuff is always so good, because the kind of insight into character from their decision making in those moments, you know. And then kind of going back to the title, Killers of the Flower Moon, you know, they did explain what the flower moon was. It was when all of these flowers bloom in these certain areas. But, you know, there isn't actually a killer of the flower moon who came in and, you know, cut all of the flowers down. It's more metaphorical, obviously. Does it just mean kind of the people that came in and changed the landscape with the oil fields, changed the culture around it as well? You know, is the flower moon even, I mean, I know it is because it's a term that sticks around, but is, you know, it even a tradition, a term that was used as much once everything kind of got industrialized? And we see as well how saying how much he's helped this community, how much he's kind of brought this industrialization around and helped them advance. But what have they also lost because of that? That's what we see at the beginning. It's almost this funeral, this mourning for their way of life no longer being the same because all of this is happening. So I guess, you know, you'd say Hal and all of these outsiders coming in are the titular killers of the flower moon. And then I am interested in Ernest being pardoned as well. You know, when someone is pardoned, usually that's pardoned because they were found innocent. But maybe throughout from history, you know, later on we realize he's not, but at the time did something happen where people suddenly thought he was innocent? Or was he pardoned for another reason? How did he get out of it, get out of his life imprisonment? But I do think the even though he got out of prison, he is almost still getting punished. His lifestyle after, it sounded like it was just him and Byron kind of both alone, getting drunk every day, quite a sad existence. You know, that's still a punishment in a way, even if he's not in the prison system. You know, Scorsese, he's done a lot of, you know, gangster mob movies. I feel like you can feel that here as well, feel elements of that in this story, with Hale being this kind of ringleader. And there's like when they go to Kirby being the explosive expert, it's almost in a way felt like a heist movie, you know, putting together a team. Here's the explosive expert, and then they show a little cutaway to him doing one of his jobs as an explosive expert. You can tell the touches of his previous work and how this story, although, you know, it's not an Italian mob movie, it's not an Italian gangster movie, there are still elements of that he can draw from and use in this film. And yeah, I know there was discourse about run times as well whenever there's a movie this long. Obviously, it's different for me because I'm not watching it in the cinema, I'm watching it here at home, and I can pause at any point if I want to. But I do think, you know, there's the phrase earning your runtime, and I think it does. I don't feel like there's anything in here that doesn't need to be in here, that needs to be cut, you know. You probably could simplify the story down even more and lose plot points, but then you're losing some of the depth and some of the meaning, aren't you? I know Rebel Moon has just come out, and a lot of people aren't liking it, but then Netflix is releasing like a director's cut later on. It's like, why cut something down when you have, you know, the director's vision finished and done? Why cut things down for an inferior product? You need to let people see their vision through, you know? And I don't think this is overly long or outstays its welcome. The way it kind of feels split up into parts as well, you know, you kind of have the end in all of the courtrooms, the beginnings, there's like the introductions, it feels a bit like a Western, like, then the middle is kind of crime, conspiracy, figuring out what's happening with all of the crimes, how everything's unfolding, you know, it's kind of, it breaks itself up into these different chapters naturally throughout the film. And I think the pacing works well. And then there is also kind of the gore in this. You know, a lot of the film, you know, sometimes you see someone shot and there's a little kind of mist of blood and it's not that outrageous or gory. But then there's suddenly moments, especially with the sisters, maybe to show that there's more of a connection, where suddenly, oh, there's, you know, part of a hand there, and it's just catches you off guard in a way. You kind of see these schemes being planned out, and you feel detached from them when it's happening, when Ernest is like, oh yeah, go do this, I'll give you this, I'll pay you whatever. And even in the killings themselves, you don't really see that gore. It's in the aftermath, and suddenly Anna's head with everything going on, you're like, oh God, that's awful. And then the hand as well, it kind of catches you off guard and reminds you, puts you back on track and says, yeah, this is what's happening. This is the gravity of what's happening. These people are dead. The Osage are being killed in this way. And then just going back again to the, can you find the wolves in this picture? You know, I know that was used, that was like a line used in the trailer. I had heard that. And I think it's used alongside the image of everyone in that room when Ernest walked in, and there was like Brendan Fraser's character and everyone, and it's like, who's the wolf among them? But I'm also thinking of it of, can you find the wolf within yourself as well? Like with Ernest, it's the greed, the selfishness. I mean, same with Hal as well. That's the wolves within themselves. But then also, like, they referred to Ernest as a coyote from the start, and even said like he wants the money. I can't remember who it was that actually said that, who said like the coyote wants the money, if that was one of the sisters or if it was Molly herself. And it can't have been Molly herself. It's funny because, you know, Ernest, he is kind of this bumbling idiot. He's so stupid, and you'd think, well, for someone to want to be with him, they'd have to be stupid too. But not for a second do I think that Molly is stupid. Maybe a bit naive in trusting him, or she's following her heart and does actually love him, and he does actually love her too, but still commits these acts. I mean, that's the question, is how much can you truly love someone if you're doing this to them? But he loved the money more. That was his thing, you know, he loves money and he loves her. Which one did he love more? It ended up being the money. But yeah, you know, to think of Ernest and someone who would fall for him, you'd think that they would be just as stupid as him. But yeah, Molly, I don't think that of her. And maybe it's not Molly is stupid, but love is stupid. When you fall in love with someone, it's irrational. It's this emotion you can't control, and that's part of it as well. Okay, so I think that's everything. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe so you can keep up to date with all of the future uploads. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.